Welcome to another episode of Sci-Connect. I am Teacher Nikki, your science teacher for today. Are you now ready to learn? Let's start! Our topic for today's learning episode is about climate. All right. The most essential learning competency that we are going to discuss are explain how different factors affect the climate of an area and describe certain climatic phenomena that occur on a global level. Let's start this lesson by answering the pre-test. Read the questions carefully. Write your answer in your activity notebook. 1. What happens to the temperature of air when altitude increases? A. Decreases. B. Increases. C. Varies. D. Remains the same. 2. Which of the following can cause global warming? A. Volcanic eruptions. B. The amount of rainfall. C. The rising of warm air into the atmosphere. D. Increase of the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. 3. Which of the following does not contribute to global warming? A. Reforestation. B. Illegal fishing. C. Mining activities. D. Incineration of garbage. 4. City A is surrounded by bodies of water and has a moderate climate. It is located near the equator. What will most likely affect the climate of the city? A. Altitude. B. Latitude. C. Topography. D. All of this. 5. Which of the following is an indication of global warming? A. Coastal erosion. B. Rising of sea level. C. Strong waves in the ocean. D. Decrease of global temperature. Alright, we're done with the pre-test. Let's now proceed with the first activity. Let's do this! Tell the word that is being depicted by the picture. Supply the missing letters in the box. 1. What word is being described in the picture? Learners, write your answers on your activity notebook. 2. What word is being described in the picture? 3. Again, what word is being described in the picture? 4. Tell the word that is being depicted by the picture. Don't forget to write your answers on your activity notebook. Your science teacher will be checking your answers in your activity notebook. It's activity time! Let's perform the activity entitled Which Side Are You? Objectives. At the end of the activity, you should be able to compare windward and leeward sides of a geological structure and explain how topography of geological structure influences climate. The materials that we are going to use for this activity will be provided by your science teacher. Procedures. Study Figure 1. It shows the imaginary continent, wind directions which are represented by arrows, mountains, and bodies of water. Points A, B, and C are in the foothills of the mountains. Point D is located at sea level and point E is high in the mountains. Examine the direction of the prevailing winds as shown in the figure. Answer the following guide questions. A. What is the direction of prevailing winds at the following locations? A.1 between 30 degrees north and the equator. A.2 north of 30 degrees north latitude. A.3 between 90 degrees north and 60 degrees north latitude. 2. Examine locations A and B. Question letter B. What is the temperature in location A? How about in location B? Question letter C. Which factor causes the difference in temperature? And question letter D. Which location A and B do you expect to have greater annual rainfall? Why? Learners, you may pause this video for a while as you accomplish the task. Let's now examine location E. What is the temperature in location E? B. Which contribute the temperature in location E? Study Figure 2. Figure 2 shows the different sides of the mountain which pertains to windward and leeward and the direction of the prevailing winds which results to warm and dry air. Questions. Letter A. Which side of the mountain experiences low temperature? How about high temperature? B. What happens to warm moist air as it rises over the mountain? Dry air as it moves down the mountain. C. What kind of land area is formed in the leeward side of the mountain? Why? D. Explain briefly how topography influences climate. Learners, you may pause this video for a while as you accomplish the task. Hope you're still doing good so far. Now at this time, I want you to listen, focus your attention, and keep this in your mind. Climate is the general pattern of weather in a certain area over a long period of time. Weather, on the other hand, is the condition of the atmosphere at a specific place and time. The windward side of the mountain is an area in which the wind blows and blocked by the mountain, forcing it to move upward. As the air moves upward, the water vapor condenses and forms clouds. There is high annual precipitation in the windward side of the mountain, thus there is high vegetation. The leeward side of the mountain, on the other hand, is an area in which the wind moves downward. The cold air starts to absorb heat, and the area becomes dry and has less precipitation. It is a dry region, and it is usually called rain shadow. The vegetation that includes in the leeward side of the mountain are the desert plants and grassland. But how does it happen? The water evaporates into the air. The wind pushes clouds toward the mountains, and as the clouds rise, the air cools and the water vapor condenses. The windward side of the mountain gets rainfall. But as the clouds come over the mountains, they lose their water, then fall and heat up again, leaving little rain for the leeward side of the mountain. This factor affecting the climate of an area is what we call topography. One of the topographic features of an area is a mountain. Mountainous areas greatly affect the amount of precipitation or rainfall in a certain region. The diagram shows the windward and the leeward side of the mountain. The windward side of the mountain usually receives precipitation than the leeward side of the mountain. This then results in an abundant vegetation in the area. The leeward side of the mountain, on the other hand, includes desert plants and grassland because of its very little precipitation. Other factors affecting climate of an area are the following: latitude, altitude, surrounding bodies of water, and ocean currents. In terms of latitude, countries near the equator received most of the sun's rays, resulting in warm climate. Therefore, when the area is closer to the equator, the air temperature is higher. When the place is farther from the equator, the air temperature is lower. Example: Africa has a warmer climate than that of Antarctica. It shows that Africa is near to the equator when compared to Antarctica. Another factor affecting the climate of an area is altitude. The altitude of a place affects the air temperature. The air temperature decreases as the altitude increases. Example: Mount Kilimanjaro is located in Africa and found near the equator. It stands 5,895 meters above sea level, and the peak of this mountain is covered by ice. But how is this possible? This is because the air temperature decreases as the altitude increases. Another factor affecting the climate of an area is the surrounding bodies of water. The climate of the place is influenced by the surrounding bodies of water. Soil absorbs heat faster than water and releases heat faster compared to water. The slow absorption and release of heat by the body of water greatly affect the climate. Places that are near the oceans have moderate climate as the body of water regulates the temperature. Even as both soil and water absorb the same amount of heat, the temperature of water rises more slowly than that of soil. Warm air moves out from land to sea, slowing down the rise of air temperature above land. Because soil heats up faster than water, air temperature above the sea is lower than above ground during daytime. Thus, places without a body of water nearby tend to have higher air temperature during daytime. At night, soil cools down faster than water, so the air temperature above ground is lower than that above the sea. Warm air then flows from the sea to land, so the drop in air temperature above ground is moderated. Places that are far from the bodies of water have extreme climates as there are no immediate bodies of water that will help to circulate the movement of cold and warm air. The reason why the temperature of water rises or falls more slowly than soil is that water has higher heat capacity. Because of this, water also absorbs more heat in warm days and slowly releases it in cold days. Taiwan is located near China. However, even though both places are on the same latitude, Taiwan has a more moderate climate due to neighboring bodies of water. Taiwan experiences average maximum temperature of 30 degrees Celsius and an average minimum temperature of 12 degrees Celsius. China, on the other hand, has an average maximum temperature of 40 degrees Celsius and an average minimum temperature of -20 degrees Celsius. Next is ocean currents. The current flows clockwise in the northern hemisphere and counterclockwise in the southern hemisphere. When ocean currents that bring cold water move towards a coastal region, the temperature of that area decreases as warmer air from the land flows to the sea, resulting in a cold climate. When warm ocean currents that take along warm water go to a landmass, the temperature of that place increases as warmer air above the water flow inland, resulting in a warm climate. Ocean currents that flow away from the equator carry warm water. Thus, the air above the warm water has higher temperature. Alright, let's apply what you've learned. Directions. Answer the following questions correctly. Learners, don't forget to write your answers on your science notebook. 1. Which has the higher levels of annual rainfall? Areas far from water or areas near large bodies of water? 2. Why does cloud formation disappear as the air moves slowly towards the leeward side of a mountain? A. The amount of water vapor is not enough. B. The air condenses as it moves to the leeward side. C. The temperature becomes lowest. D. There is too much water vapor. 3. Why do mountain climbers wear thick jackets when they go up the mountain? A. Temperature increases as the altitude increases. B. Altitude increases as the temperature increases. C. Altitude decreases as the temperature increases. D. Temperature decreases as the altitude increases. 4. Why do places at the same latitude but different altitudes have different climate? A. Same amount of heat received. B. Amount of precipitation differs. C. Higher altitudes have lower temperatures. D. Higher altitudes have higher temperature. 5. What would be the outcome if there is too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? Write your answers on your science activity notebook. Learners, your science teacher will be collecting all your notebooks. Good job! For the last time, give your final insights by completing the following sentence prompts. I have learned. I wish to ask my teacher about. Write your answers in your notebook. Your science teacher will collect all your answers. Now, let's strengthen your knowledge by accomplishing the reinforcement. Make a brochure showing the climatic phenomena, which are El Nino and La Nina, that occur in the Philippines. A sample trifold brochure is presented showing the inside and outside contents. You may pause this video for a while as you accomplish the task. Your science teacher will be collecting all your outputs. And we're down for the last one. Let's answer the post-test. Read the questions carefully. Write your answer in your activity notebook. 1. What happens to the temperature of air when altitude increases? A. Decreases. B. Increases. C. Varies. D. Remains the same. 2. Which of the following is an indication of global warming? A. Coastal erosion. B. Rising of sea level. C. Strong waves in the ocean. D. Decrease of global temperature. 3. Which of the following can cause global warming? A. Volcanic eruptions. B. The amount of rainfall. C. The rising of warm air into the atmosphere. D. Increase of the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. 4. City A is surrounded by bodies of water and has a moderate climate. It is located near the equator. What will most likely affect the climate of the city? A. Altitude. B. Latitude. C. Topography. D. All of this. 5. Why does cloud formation disappear as the air moves slowly towards the leeward side of the mountain? A. There is too much water vapor. B. The temperature becomes lower. C. The amount of water vapor is not enough. D. The air condenses as it moves to the leeward side. 6. Which of the following does not contribute to global warming? A. Reforestation. B. Illegal fishing. C. Mining activities. D. Incineration of garbage. 7. Which of the following refers to the atmospheric condition of a place over a long period of time? A. Climate. B. Monsoon. C. Weather. D. Topography. 8. During summer, many people visit Baguio because of the cold weather. What do you think makes Baguio cold? A. Altitude. B. Topography. C. Ocean currents. D. Distance from the ocean. 9. Why do places at the same latitude but different altitudes have different climates? A. The amount of precipitation differs. B. The amount of heat received varies. C. The higher altitudes have lower temperature. D. The higher altitudes have higher temperature. 10. How does the windward side differ from the leeward side of a highland? A. The windward receives more precipitation than the leeward side. B. The leeward side has more vegetation than the windward side. C. The windward side receives more heat than the leeward side. D. The leeward side receives more precipitation than the windward side.
Congratulations, learners, for finishing the video lesson! I hope you enjoyed learning with me today. Remember, learning is fun with Sci-Connect.